Warning. The program you're about to watch contains explicit language and descriptions of adult themes and graphic violence that people may find disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Neo stepped out of the restroom, shaking the lingering dampness from his hands. The muffled hum of a typical day at the bank had turned into something else entirely. Screams. Chaos. His eyes darted across the room. Customers and employees scrambled toward the exits, shoving one another in desperation. Security guards shouted commands, their voices drowned by the sheer panic. A police officer near the entrance wrestled with a man. No, not a man. A monster. The creature latched onto the officer's throat and tore into it like a starved animal. Blood spurted across the tiled floor. The officer's scream was brief, cut off by gurgling gasps as he collapsed. Neo stood frozen, his mind struggling to make sense of what he was seeing. The attacker, its skin grayish, its movements jerky and unnatural, snapped its head up, eyes locking onto a new target. It lunged. Neo moved on instinct, rushing toward the fallen officer. Blood pooled beneath the body, the officer's lifeless eyes staring at nothing. No time to think. He grabbed the officer's gun from its holster. The weight felt unfamiliar in his grip. He wasn't a cop, wasn't a hero, just a guy who came here to withdraw some cash. The walls of the bank vibrated with panic. Neo turned and ran. The moment he stepped outside, the world had already changed. People screamed as they fled through the streets. Others weren't so lucky, dragged down, mauled, ripped apart by those things. The stench of blood and sweat filled the air. A woman stumbled, shoved aside in the frenzy. Her blonde hair waved her face, her business attire torn at the sleeve. Her outfit suggested she was an employee at the bank. She hit the pavement hard, trying to crawl away. A creature pounced on her. Neo didn't think. He aimed the gun. Bang! The shot rang out louder than he expected. The monster collapsed, motionless. The woman gasped, her wide eyes locking onto him. He grabbed her hand and pulled her up. Run! She didn't argue. They sprinted through the madness, dodging bodies, dead and undead, until Neo spotted an apartment complex with its door slightly ajar. He yanked her inside, slamming the door shut behind them. For now, they were safe, the woman pacing back and forth for a few seconds. Finally, the woman collapsed onto the couch, catching her breath. Thank you. Neo, catching his breath, leaned against the wall, still gripping the gun. Don't mention it. Just convenience. The woman scoffed. Just convenience, huh? He shrugged, offering nothing more. I'm Anna. Anna Faith? What's your name? Asshole, she muttered, unsatisfied with his previous statement about convenience. Neo glanced at her, disheveled, exhausted, but clearly stubborn. Neo Lore, he finally said. Anna eyed the gun in his hand before looking away. The reality of what had happened was settling in. Her fingers clutched at the hem of her skirt, knuckles white. Neo had seen enough people in shock to recognize it. He moved to the fridge, finding an unopened water bottle. He handed it to her without a word. As she grabbed the bottle, Neo noticed her hand shook the bottle as adrenaline still fresh in her body. She drank eagerly, finishing half before pausing. You thirsty? Neo asked. Yeah, she admitted. Without hesitation, he grabbed the bottle and downed the rest himself. Anna exhaled sharply, shaking her head. What the hell is happening out there? Beats me, Neo said, grabbing whatever food was left in the kitchen, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. The last thing I remember, I was in the bathroom. Came out, and all hell had broken loose, he continued between bites. Anna frowned. Those things, what are they? Neo took another bite. I don't have all the answers. Go ask someone else. Anna scowled. You don't have to be a jerk about it. Neo stepped closer, and Anna snatches the sandwich from him. She takes a few bites. Neo stares at her until she looked up at him. They catch eyes. Neo releases a small laughter. You want it back? Anna asks, still chewing. No, seems like you need it more than I do. Neo replied. Anna continues to finish the sandwich. After a few minutes, the tension eased. Anna leaned back, rubbing her temples. I going to rest, Neo muttered. I'll take the couch. You get the bedroom. Anna hesitated, then nodded and walked off. Outside, the city was still alive with horror. Distant screams, police sirens, the city siren blaring, and the occasional burst of gunfire. Neo closed his eyes, letting exhaustion take over. Somewhere in the night, he heard the soft creak of the floorboards. Instinct kicked in. He grabbed the gun, heart pounding. A shadow moved near the doorway. "It's just me," Anna whispered. "Are you awake?" Neo lowered the gun. "Don't do that. That's how you get shot." Anna hesitated before stepping forward. "I can't sleep with all the noise." Neo exhaled. "What do you want? A pacifier?" Anna folded her arms. "I'd feel better if you laid next to me." Neo raised an eyebrow. "If this is your way of getting me in bed with you, it's not working." Neo obviously joking. Anna scoffed. "Ugh, as if." She turned to leave, but Neo sighed and stood up. "Ugh, fine." Neo exhaled the words. A light knock on the bedroom door. "Look," he said, stepping inside. "I get it. You're shaken up. I'll lay by you, but don't get any ideas." Neo quickly added in, "Once you're asleep, I'm going back to the couch. Fair?" Anna nodded in agreement. They lay down. Silence filled the room, except for the faint chaos outside. Anna curled up, her breathing slowing. Neo intended to leave once she dozed off, but exhaustion pulled him under too. For the first time since the outbreak started, they both found a moment of comfort. As dawn approached, Anna jolted awake, gasping. Her hands flew to her arms, checking for wounds. Just a dream. Across the room, Neo stood by the window, watching the city. "Nightmares?" he asked without looking back. Anna exhaled, rubbing her temples. "Yeah, how can you tell?" "You were moaning and groaning in your sleep," Neo said with a smirk. "Kept calling my name too. Sounded like more than a nightmare. Sexy nightmare?" Neo teases. Anna rolled her eyes. "You're disgusting." Neo smirked but didn't push further. "We need to move." Anna tensed. "Are you sure we can't just wait it out?" "You can stay if you want. I'm leaving," Neo said. Anna hesitated, then sighed. "Fine." They gathered supplies. Neo's eyes kept flicking to her high heels. "You should change your shoes." "To what?" Anna challenged. Neo grabbed an old pair of sneakers in the apartment and tossed them to her. Anna recoiled. "Ew. Gross. I'm not wearing those. Besides, it doesn't match my outfit." "Suit yourself," Neo responded. Before heading out, Neo handed her the gun. "Here, you need this more than I do." "Wait, I've never shot a gun before," Anna admitted. "It's simple," Neo said. "Point and pull the trigger." Anna swallowed hard. "I can't, let alone killing somebody." Neo rolled his eyes. "Fine, it's your funeral." Anna glared. "You don't have to say it like that." Neo smirked. "Now it's the time to learn fast." Anna urges them to move, avoiding the topic. "Okay, let's just go." They stepped out into the city, ready for whatever came next. Neo gripped a kitchen knife tightly. "Stay close," he whispered to Anna as they stepped into the dimly lit hallway of the apartment. Anna trembled, clutching the fabric of his shirt as she followed. Neo scanned the corridor, glancing left, then right. Clear. They moved cautiously, their footsteps barely making a sound against the old wooden floor. Then, movement. A lone creature stood at the far end of the hallway near the exit. It hadn't noticed them yet. Anna's breath hitched as she instinctively raised the gun in her trembling hands. Before she could aim, Neo swiftly pressed her arm down, placing a finger to his lips. Silence. Gently prying her grip from his shirt, he stepped forward, silent and deadly. In one swift motion, he slit the creature's throat. It gurgled, collapsing to the floor in a heap. Neo dropped the knife as well, leaving the contaminated blade on the ground. Anna froze. Her legs wouldn't move, and she stared at the body, her pulse hammering in her ears. Neo turned, gesturing for her to follow. But Anna remained rooted in place. "Let's go," he whispered urgently, grabbing her hand. Somehow she managed to move. As they exited the building, a horrifying sight awaited them. Dozens of creatures roamed the streets. Their decayed bodies twitched and jerked with unnatural movements. Neo pulled Anna behind a nearby car, pressing a hand against her shoulder to keep her down. His eyes darted around. "You see that building?" he whispered, pointing across the street. "When I distract them, you run for it." Anna shook her head. "No." Ignoring her protest, Neo crept forward, weaving between parked cars. Then, with a quick motion, he slammed his hand against a car door. Beep! 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 The alarm blared through the street. Every creature snapped its head toward the noise. Neo sprinted. As they chased, Anna's heart pounded as she shoved the gun into her purse. She hesitated, too scared to move. Then she saw her chance. The street was clear. She bolted. Halfway across, her heels slipped off. No, she turned back, snatched it, and shoved her foot inside before continuing. Bursting through the doors of the building, she gasped for air, only to be startled by a voice. "That was slow," Neo muttered. Anna jumped, clutching her chest. "Oh my God." Neo smirked, locking the door behind her. She frowned. "How did you get here before me?" "I was running," remember, he said, amused. "What were you doing? Skipping?" Anna crossed her arms. "No, crawling." Neo chuckled. "I believe it." Annoyed, she glared at him. "You know, you should respect that not everyone is as fast as you. You're supposed to help the ones who are slower. If my talent is being quick," Neo stated. He raised an eyebrow. "What's your talent? Being a damsel in distress?" Anna's jaw dropped. "What? You think that's all I am? Ever since I met you, you've been helpless." He said bluntly. "Take that back," she snapped. Neo rolled his eyes and turned away. "Hey, I'm talking to you." By now he had tuned her out. "You listen to me, Neo?" "Fine," he said, stopping. "Prove me wrong. You go your way, I'll go mine." Anna hesitated, frustration boiling inside her. "Then why did you save me?" Neo shrugged. "Convenience." Anna's mouth opened, then closed. Still unsatisfied by his convenience remarks, she huffed, crossing her arms. "Ugh, fine, I'll show him." A loud bang rattled the door behind her. Anna startled and squealed at the sound. Anna spun around, eyes wide, before quickly chasing after Neo. Catching up to him, she lifted her chin. "I'm only following you because this is the only way forward," she insisted. As she speed-walked past Neo, Neo smirked. "Just admit it, you're—" Before he could finish, a group of survivors emerged from the shadows, guns drawn. Anna gasped, stepping back toward Neo. "What do we do?" she whispered. "We surrender," Neo said calmly, raising his hands. "Do the same." A man stepped forward. His stance was firm, authoritative, military. "Lower your weapons," he commanded his men. "They're human." The man studied them, then gave a small nod. "I'm Lieutenant Kyle. This is my group. What's left of it? We have some civilians with us. Come, join us." Anna and Neo exchanged a look before following him. As they walked, Kyle glanced back. "How'd you get in?" Neo barely blinked. "Through the roof." Anna cleared her throat. "Through the side door." Kyle frowned. "Thought I told my men to secure that area. Good thing we missed a door. Otherwise, you two would have been out of luck." They reached a larger group, men, women, even children. Some sat, some stood, all wearing exhaustion on their faces. "The more, the merrier," Kyle said. "You and your wife can stay with them." Anna stiffened. "Wait, what? He's not my husband." Kyle blinked. Anna continued, hands on her hips. "I just met this guy. He's not even close to my husband, not even my boyfriend. We're just a convenience." Neo groaned. "Would you shut up?" Kyle sighed, rubbing his temples. "Is she always like this?" Neo smirked. "I don't know. We only spent one night together." Neo looks at Anna. They catch eyes for a few seconds. Anna knew exactly what Neo meant, giving Kyle the wrong impression. Anna gives Neo an expression in disbelief and disgust. "I see what you mean." Kyle shook his head and walked off. Anna pushes Neo's shoulder. "What was that?" "Now he thinks I'm a whore." Neo didn't flinch. "What? We did spend a night together," Neo said. "Yeah, but," Anna huffed. "I just didn't want them to think we're a couple." Neo rolled his eyes. "I don't think he cared. Honestly, I thought he was going to shoot you if you talked any longer." "Don't be ridiculous," she scoffed. With that, hours seemed to tick by. Everyone is mostly silent. Everyone is uneasy and terrified. They settled in for the night. Anna stretched out on the cold floor. She takes off her high heels and set it next to her. Neo sat nearby, leaning against the wall. After a moment, she lazily reached out and placed a hand on his shoe. "I find comfort with you next to me." Neo raised an eyebrow. "Oh, okay. Good night, Anna." His voice dripped with sarcasm. Anna barely noticed. She blinked sleepily a few times before exhaustion claimed her. Neo watched her for a moment, then closed his own eyes. The next morning, a loud voice broke the silence. "Morning, troopers." Lieutenant Kyle stood tall as everyone groggily stirred awake. "Here's the update. We're trying to contact headquarters for extraction. Until then, we remain here. No one goes anywhere alone. Pick a partner, someone you trust to have your back." Anna immediately shifted closer to Neo, but before she could speak, a small girl stood nearby, alone. After the group paired up, Anna noticed the small girl standing alone. She looked hesitant, maybe 7 or 8 years old, her hands tightly clasped in front of her. Anna stepped forward with a warm smile. "Hi, I'm Anna." The girl didn't move. "Come here," Anna coaxed gently. The girl hesitated before taking a cautious step forward. "Where's your mom or dad?" Anna asked. The girl's voice was barely a whisper. I don't know. Anna's brows furrowed. Who did you come with? Kyle, the little girl said. Anna glanced around, scanning the crowd. No sign of anyone looking for her. She knelt and held out a hand. That's okay. Come with us. The girl hesitated again, then slowly placed her tiny fingers in Anna's palm. From a short distance away, Neo let out an annoyed sigh. Great, a little problem to deal with. Anna shot him a look. Neo. He rolled his eyes. What now? She's coming with us. Anna commanded. Neo crossed his arms. Really? You're taking in a burden? Anna's face tightened. She grabbed Neo's arm and pulled him aside. She lost her parents. We need to help her. Neo scoffed. We? You ever wonder why no one picked her as a partner? Anna took a step back, stunned. You're impossible. She turned away and knelt beside the girl again. What's your name? Willow, the girl whispered. Neo muttered under his breath. Fine. If we need to, we can use her as bait. Anna's head snapped up. Take that back, she shouted, her voice cutting through the air. Neo didn't even flinch. Fuming, Anna stood and marched up to him, dragging Willow along. How dare you say that? Neo just shrugged. She won't be able to keep up if something happens. She's a liability. Anna's chest tightened in disbelief. Oh my, Willow and I don't need you. We'll be fine on our own. Without another word, she turned and led Willow away. Neo stood still, watching them go. Under his breath, he muttered, Whatever. As time passed, people began mingling, talking in groups. Laughter and conversation filled the air. In the distance, Anna and Willow played together, exchanging small smiles and moments of friendship. Neo, standing apart, leaned against a wall. A man approached him, smirking. Man, I feel bad for you, stuck with the little kid. Neo scoffed. Tell me about it. Now I've got Miss Noble and a tiny inconvenience. From across the space, Anna looked up mid-laugh, like she had heard him. Her eyes locked onto Neo, narrowing. The man chuckled. I think she heard you. He clapped Neo on the shoulder before walking off. Anna was already striding toward Neo, determination in every step. Willow struggled to keep up, her small feet pattering against the ground. Willow hasn't eaten in days, Anna said firmly. Neo smirked. So much for being fine. Anna crossed her arms. What are you going to do about it? Neo let out a dry laugh. Are you serious? I told you to leave that burden behind. You're being immature. Her name is Willow. Neo exhaled, his patience thinning. I don't have food, no one has. Look around. We're all starving. Their argument caught the attention of the others. People slowly turned, listening in. Then a voice cut through the tension. What's this about? Kyle calls out. Neo turned to him. People are hungry. Kyle nodded, then called out, Gunderson. A soldier stepped forward. Yes, sir. Gather your men. Start a search for food. Yes, sir. Neo straightened. If I may, I'd like to volunteer with the search. After all, it's our own mouths we're feeding. Kyle studied him for a moment, then nodded. All right. Any other volunteers? Two men stepped forward, inspired by Neo's words. Good. Follow my men. They'll lead the search. As the group began gearing up, Anna approached Neo. Thank you. Neo shrugged. Just convenience. I'm hungry too. Anna shook her head, a small smile forming. You're still saying that? Neo glanced and turned away. Stay safe, Anna said with a concerned tone. She watched as Neo and the others stepped out of the building, disappearing into the unknown. Neo spots a metal rod from the debris in the streets. He picks it up. Neo tightened his grip on his weapon as the others followed suit, arming themselves. The streets were infested with creatures, twisted, animalistic figures moving erratically, sniffing the air for any sign of prey. Staying low, the group navigated the ruined city until they spotted an abandoned fast food restaurant. Gunderson signaled for them to move inside. One by one, they slipped in, securing the entrance behind them. Without hesitation, they scavenged for supplies, stuffing whatever food they could find into their bags. A soldier yanked open the cooler door. A bloodied monster trapped inside lunged at him. Gunfire erupted as the soldier panicked, pulling the trigger. The deafening shot echoed through the empty streets. Everyone turns their head at the direction where the shot rang out. A cold dread settled over the group. Neo knew what would come next. Time to go, he shouted. The snarls and pounding footsteps of approaching monsters filled the air. Chaos took over as the team scrambled to escape. Gunfire rang out behind Neo as he fought his way through the creatures. He saw Gunderson barking orders, trying to keep control, but it was no use. The horde was closing in. In the midst of the escape, Neo saw it. A soldier raised his gun, not at a monster, but at a civilian, a single shot to the leg. The man collapsed, screaming in agony as the creatures swarmed him. The soldier used the distraction to escape. Neo hesitated, his body tensed with anger. But the dying man met his eyes and, with the last of his strength, tossed Neo his bag of food. "Go," he gasped and screamed as the zombies take chunks of him. Neo clenched his jaw, but knew there was no saving him. He grabbed the bag, then turned and ran, distancing himself from the others while staying within sight. Climbing onto a rooftop, he spotted Gunderson and his men trapped in an alley. Another soldier ripped a bag of food from a civilian's hands, shoved him to the ground, and fired into his legs. Another sacrifice. Another escape. Neo felt something tighten in his chest, but there was no time to dwell on it. He slipped back into the building through a window, landing with a heavy breath. Moments later, the others stormed in, barricading the doors behind them. Kyle hearing the commotion, he greets them at the entrance. "We're missing people," Kyle said, scanning the room. "They didn't make it," a soldier replied. Kyle sighed. "That's unfortunate." Then, his gaze hardened. "Give me the food. We need to ration it." The soldiers handed over their bags. Neo tossed one to them but kept another. "I'm keeping this one," he said flatly. A soldier scowled and raised his gun, but Neo moved fast, knocking it aside and wrenching it from his hands. He locked the man in a chokehold before the others reacted, weapons trained on him. Kyle smirked. "Stand down," he commanded his troops. Neo released the soldier and stepped back, tension still thick in the air. Kyle impressed by his movements. "He earned it," Kyle said. "Let him keep it." The soldiers pulled away, and Kyle distributed a single bag of food among the civilians. "Eat. We'll ration what's left. 1 meal a day. Who knows how long we'll be here?" A voice rose from the crowd. "What about the others?" Kyle didn't flinch. "They didn't make it. Find someone else to pair up with." Anna's breath hitched at the words. Frantically, she searched the faces around her until she spotted Neo in the distance. He walked toward her silently, took her hand, and pulled her aside. Willow followed. Neo handed Anna the backpack. "Here." She unzipped it, eyes lighting up at the food inside. She grabbed something for herself before passing the bag to Willow, who eagerly picked out her favorites. As they ate, Anna studied Neo. "What happened out there?" Neo hesitated before answering. "We lost 2 men." "I heard." Her voice softened. "I was afraid one of them was you." She handed him a sandwich. "For that time, I ate yours." Neo accepted it, pulling out a juice box and a water bottle. "Come here, kid." He passed the juice to Willow, who took it without hesitation, then drank the water himself. When he set it down, Anna picked it up and took a sip. Neo remained quiet. He could still see the bodies, hear the gunfire, feel the weight of what he had witnessed. But he said nothing. If Anna knew the truth about what the soldiers had done, she might confront them, and that wouldn't end well. As hunger faded, the civilians settled in for the night. Neo sat beside Anna, who was curled up with Willow. Anna touched his arm. "I think I was wrong about you." Neo tensed. "Don't be a fool," she frowned. "I was just expressing appreciation. You don't know me." His voice was cold. "I didn't help you. You were just convenient." Anna held his gaze. "Well, I'm happy to be your convenient." Something in her words caught him off guard. He looked at her, then looked away, standing up. "What's bothering you?" she asked. "Nothing." Neo lied. Anna could tell something was on his mind, but she didn't pry. Without another word, he walked off, finding a quiet corner to be alone. Hours passed. The night was still. Willow stirred awake and tugged at Anna's sleeve. "I have to go pee." Anna sighed, glancing around. Neo was gone. She grabbed her purse. "Come on, I need to go too." She slipped on her high heels. They moved away toward the bathroom. Anna finished first, waiting for Willow when a lone zombie slammed against the glass door. Anna's heart pounded. She fumbled for the gun Neo had given her. Hands shaking, she raised it. "Just point and shoot." She replayed Neo's words in her mind. A small hand suddenly grabbed her leg. Anna flinched, her finger pulled the trigger. Boom! Glass shattered. The monster's body slumped to the ground. Her breath came in short gasps. Her hands shook violently. Panic set in. As she realized the magnitude of her action, the gun felt heavy in her arms. A gunshot echoed through the building, jolting everyone awake. The civilians looked around in panic, confusion spreading like wildfire. Kyle's soldiers, just as startled, exchanged glances. None of them had fired. Then came the sound that sent a chill down their spines. A horde of creatures, drawn by the noise, was rushing toward them. Anna's grip tightened around Willow's hand as fear took hold. Neo was already moving, scanning for an escape. Spotting the closest exit, he sprinted toward it, slipping through just as the monsters crashed into the building. Chaos erupted. Civilians ran in terror while the soldiers charged forward, weapons blazing, buying time for the others to flee. The horde was closing in fast. Kyle stood by the exit, ushering people out as quickly as possible. His eyes locked onto Anna and Willow, still too far, still struggling to escape. "Run," Anna urged, her heels slowing her down. As they sprinted, one of her heels slipped off. Frustrated, she let go of Willow's hand, turned back, and snatched it up. In her haste, her purse tumbled to the ground. She abandoned it, shoving her foot into the heel before grabbing Willow's hand again and running. Kyle saw the creatures gaining on them. There was no more time. His heart pounded as he made the decision. Thud, click, the heavy doors slammed shut, locked. Anna skidded to a stop, eyes wide in disbelief. "Wait," she screamed. It was too late. She knew there was nothing she could do. Pulling Willow close, she held her tightly, her gun slipping from her grasp as she prepared for the inevitable. "This is where we die," she thought. A monstrous snarl filled the air. A creature lunged at them. Then, a blur, a force, a sharp crack. Neo. He flew in from nowhere, delivering a mid-air kick that sent the creature sprawling. Landing smoothly, he grabbed the fallen gun and fired, taking down the advancing monsters. Anna flinched at the gunfire, her eyes snapping open. Neo grabbed her arm, yanking her forward. She pulled Willow with her, and together, they bolted. Neo rushed them into a small janitor room. Slamming the door shut behind them, they barricaded themselves inside. The creatures pounded against the door, their guttural snarls filling the space. Anna leaned against the wall, struggling to catch her breath. Willow clung to her, trembling. "I thought we were going to die," Anna admitted, voice barely above a whisper. Neo, standing with his arms crossed, smirked. "Yeah, standing around doing nothing will definitely get you killed." Anna shot him a glare. "Thank you, Neo. I'm glad you didn't leave with the group." Neo shrugged. "I left before the group, as soon as I heard the gunshot." Anna's expression shifted. "Wait, you left without us?" she snapped. "We were supposed to be partners." Neo scoffed. "No, you and the kid are partners. Her name is Willow." Anna's anger flared. "I can't believe you were going to abandon us. If that's how you feel, then why did you come back?" Neo hesitated. "It was just..." "Don't give me that convenience bullshit," Anna cut him off. "I see you, Neo. You put on this tough act, pretending you don't care about anyone but yourself. But deep down, you want to be a hero. You want to be seen as one. Saving me so I'll look at you like some kind of trophy? How absurd." Neo stiffened. Her words hit harder than he expected. He scoffed, masking his discomfort with mockery. "At least I have the skills to back it up. Unlike you, Miss Righteous." He sneered. "You want to save the world, but you freeze the second things get real. No skills, no talent, just a damsel in distress waiting for a rescue. If I hadn't been there, you'd be dead 3 times over. You're weak, you're helpless, and you're welcome." Shocked at Neo's words, Anna goes silent. Anna's throat tightened. She knew he wasn't wrong. Her voice was quiet when she finally spoke. "I guess we're opposites then." She forced a bitter smile. "You have the skills but don't want to use them to save anyone. And I want to save people but have no skills to do it. Not even to save myself." Neo said nothing, almost regretting their exchange. Anna turned away, walking over to Willow, who immediately curled into her arms. A few minutes passed in heavy silence. Anna sighed and slipped off her heels. "Ugh, these are killing me." Anna breaks the silence. "Told you to change them," Neo muttered. "Too late for that now." Another pause. "What do we do now?" Anna asked. "I don't know," Neo admitted. He glanced at the barricaded door. "Looks like we're trapped here." Silence stretched again. "What are we going to do?" Anna asked once more. Neo exhaled. "You already asked that." He rolled his eyes. "Ask me something easier, like my favorite color." Anna arched a brow. "Fine. What's your favorite color?" Neo shrugged. "I don't know." She stared at him, unsatisfied with his same response. Seconds ticked by. Neo broke the silence. "We could use the kid as bait and make a run for it." Anna turned on him, eyes blazing. "Her name is Willow. Damn it. And no, we are not using her like that. She's not bait. She's a human being." Neo shrugged. Then what's your plan? Anna hesitated. I don't know. Then my vote stands. Anna scoffed. You're being ridiculous. Neo smirked. So what? Before she could argue, Willow squirmed out of her arms and wandered toward the center of the room. Willow, stay close, Anna warned, but the girl was already exploring, oblivious to the danger. Frustrated, Anna exhaled sharply. Fine. If you're being ridiculous, I can be too. I was the one who fired the shot that broke the glass door. Neo's head snapped toward her. Are you serious? Who the hell thinks shooting through glass is a good idea? Anna folded her arms. Apparently, me. And for the record, it was an accident. Neo scoffed. You're the reason we're in this mess. Their voices rose, frustration boiling over. They take stabs at each other with words. Hey guys, Willow said. They ignored her. Hey guys. Still nothing. Frustrated, she raises her voice. Hey guys! Anna and Neo finally turned mid-argument. Willow pointed up. Look. They followed her gaze to a ceiling vent. Neo smirked. That could work. Grabbing a chair, he smashed it against the vent cover, metal clattering to the floor. The creatures outside reacted instantly. The pounding on the door turned frantic. Neo peered into the opening. Looks clear. Anna, you first. Anna pokes her head in. She wrinkled her nose. Ooh, it's dusty. Anna complains. Just go, Neo grunted, boosting her up. With a sigh, Anna pulled herself inside. Neo lifted Willow next, and Anna reached down, hauling her up. As Neo prepared to climb in, the door splintered. The creatures poured in. Neo barely managed to scramble inside and kick the chair away before they reached him. In the vents, every movement echoed, drawing the creatures' attention. Below them, guttural snarls and clawing filled the air. At a fork in the ventilation shaft, Anna hesitated. Which way? Neo, still bringing up the rear, muttered, Pick one. Biting her lip, she took the right fork. They crawled through the cramped metal tunnel, their noise making the creatures below go wild. The vent leads up. Anna pulls herself up. Neo invades the area, crawling on all fours. Hey girl, step on my back. Willow doesn't hesitate as she steps on Neo's back, boosting herself up. Neo then follows after. Finally, they reached an exit and emerged onto the rooftop. Neo ran to the edge and scanned the alley below. A battered mattress lay discarded on the pavement below. Behind them, the rooftop door rattled under heavy blows. Oh no, Anna whispered. Willow clung to her leg. Neo turned to them. We have to jump. No way, Anna said, shaking her head. I'm not jumping. The door cracked open, just enough to buy them a little more time. Then he grabbed Anna's wrist. She yanked back. No, I'm afraid of heights. Neo sighed. Okay, you don't have to jump. Relief crossed Anna's face. Then Neo shoved her off the roof. Her scream rang through the air as she plummeted, hitting the mattress with a hard thump. Not a perfect landing, but she was alive. The door burst open. Neo scooped Willow up. Hold tight. She buried her face in his chest as he leapt. They hit the mattress, rolling from the impact. Neo sets Willow on her feet. Above them, the creatures jumped too. Some missed the mattress entirely, their bodies breaking against the pavement. As they begin crawling, the others landed and kept coming. Neo grabbed Anna's arm and pulled her into a sprint. Gunfire rang out. Neo flinched, expecting the worst, until he saw them. Kyle and his team cutting the monsters down with precise shots. Move it! In here, Kyle shouted. Neo didn't hesitate. He led Anna and Willow toward the outpost. A soldier slammed the door behind them, locking it tight. Panting, they caught their breath. Kyle smirked. Well, look who survived. Anna stormed up to him and, smack, slapped him across the face. One of Kyle's men reached for his gun. Neo was faster. He kicked it aside and had the man in a chokehold before he could react. Kyle barely flinched, rubbing his cheek. Yeah, I deserved that. Anna screams. You left us for dead. Anger and disappointment in her voice. Kyle sighed. If you were in my position, would you have sacrificed the entire group to save just 2 people? Anna's jaw clenched. We're not lambs you can sacrifice. Neo listened, but slowly released his grip on the soldier, letting him stumble away. Anna turned and stormed off. Neo followed, but Kyle called after him. Control your woman. Neo paused, then smirked. She's not my woman, just a convenience. Kyle chuckled. Sure. Ignoring him, Neo caught up to Anna and Willow. Anna was still fuming, trying to steady her breath. Neo studied her. What? She snapped. A grin tugged at his lips. That was brave. She rolled her eyes. Don't start. Neo exhaled sharply. He could have killed us back there. Anna crossed her arms. Yeah, well, he's an asshole. Neo shot her a look. That asshole just saved us. Anna sighed, frustrated. I'll go apologize, Neo muttered, turning away. He made his way to Kyle's quarters. A guard stepped in his path. State your business. I need to talk to your boss, Neo said. Before the guard could respond, Kyle's voice cut through the air. Who is it? Neo, he answered. The soldier relayed the name. Let him in, Kyle ordered. Neo stepped inside. Kyle leaned against a table, arms crossed. Neo, huh? I came to apologize for earlier, Neo said. Anna was just angry. Kyle smirked. I get it. I did shut the door on her last time. He studied Neo for a moment. I can tell you're talented. Why not join my soldiers? Neo didn't hesitate. No thanks. I've seen what your men do to civilians. Kyle chuckled. Ah, so you know our tactics. Is that against your beliefs? Neo shook his head. Not really. Sometimes you do what you have to in order to survive, but I don't sacrifice my own people. Kyle's grin widened. And why do you think I keep these untrained civilians around? I know why, Neo admitted, but still. Kyle's expression darkened. Who knows? Could be that little girl of yours, or that lovely lady. Anna, was it? Neo scoffed. Like I care. He played it cool, but Kyle wasn't fooled. Kyle laughed. That's more like it. A man who looks out for himself. I like that. Before Neo could respond, a soldier burst into the room. Sir, we made contact with HQ. Extraction in 2 hours, but we have to reach the tower. Kyle turned to his men. You hear that? We're leaving. Get everyone ready. Neo wasted no time, rushing to Anna. Let's go. Kyle's got helicopters coming. We have 2 hours to reach the tower. Anna's eyes widened. Really? Gear up. He's gathering everyone. Soon, the group assembled. Kyle addressed them. To avoid the monsters, we're taking the subway. It's the safest route. We'll head south along the tracks for 9 miles, then exit through a manhole. The tower will be in sight from there, our extraction point. Hope flickered in the civilian's eyes. Kyle's tone sharpened. I don't know what's in the subway, so be prepared. Neo conveniently found a biking helmet, knee pads, and wrist guards, just Willow's size. He helped her put them on. Good? Willow gave a thumbs up. Neo checked his gun. 5 shots left. He and Anna readied themselves. Kyle led the group to the door. All right, this is it. We can't protect everyone, so arm yourselves. He pushed the door open. The street was eerily empty. No monsters in sight. Kyle signaled the group to move. They slipped into the subway undisturbed. The stench hit them immediately. Anna groaned. Ugh, the subway, it's filthy. There's rats, and it smells like homeless people. Neo rolled his eyes. Would you rather take the streets and get eaten? Anna wrinkled her nose. No. Then this is our best option. Well, I still hate it. Sometimes you have to do things you don't like, Neo said. Mom, Dad, shut up. Willow blurted out. Neo and Anna exchanged a look, equal parts surprise, amusement, and confusion. A civilian chuckled as he passed them. You two fight like a married couple. A soldier smirked. Yeah, just get a room already. Ew, not in a million years. Anna shot back. They continued along the tracks in silence. No one has spoken a word for a long while. The tunnel stretched ahead, littered with debris, trash cans, metal parts, abandoned shopping carts. A civilian, bored and curious, brushed against a metal display. Bang! Clunk! Boom! The display collapsed, metal crashing for what felt like an eternity. Everyone froze. The civilian gulped. Oops. Then came the sound, low, guttural growls, drawing their attention. The tunnel echoed with the rapid thumping of something running. On the subway walls, a light beams on the running zombies. The zombies' shadow grew larger as they got closer. Then from a distance, zombies flood in numbers. Oh shit, someone whispered. Move, Kyle bellowed. The growls turned into screeches. Shadows shifted in the darkness. Gunfire erupted. As the group dispersed in panic, Kyle tried to control the situation. Keep formation, Kyle ordered. He noticed no one is listening as everyone scatters. Neo dodged incoming attacks, hitting at anything that moved. Chaos broke out. Civilians screamed, soldiers and civilians fell. The monsters swarmed. In the madness, Neo lost sight of Anna and Willow. Heart pounding, he sprinted into an abandoned train car. A monster blocks his exit from the front. It lunged at him before he could react. Neo lifts up his gun. The creature tackled him to the floor. His gun skidded away. Neo wrestled against its snapping jaws, keeping its teeth inches from his throat. His fingers stretched toward his weapon. Too far. The monster thrashed. Neo's grip weakened. Willow was hiding underneath the seats to avoid the zombies. She watches as Neo struggles to grab his gun. She realized the situation and shoved the gun into his grasp. Neo snatched it, pressed the barrel to the creature's skull, and pulled the trigger. The monster went limp. Gasping, Neo shoved the body off and looked at Willow's direction. Willow crawled out wide-eyed, fear in her expression. Neo gets up, dusting himself off. "You okay?" he asked. Willow nodded. "Where's your mom?" "I don't know," she admitted. "We got separated." Neo grabbed her hand. "Stay close." They climbed out of the train. That's when Neo spotted Anna, running for her life, monsters on her heels. She loses her shoes again. Neo charged forward, snatching up a metal bar. Swinging with everything he had, he bashed the creatures away from her. Anna skidded to a stop, only to turn back and grab her damn heels. "You should have changed your shoes back at the apartment." Neo still on that. Anna ignored him, her focus elsewhere. "Stay close to your mom," Neo instructed Willow, his tone firm. Before the little girl could respond, Anna pulled her into a tight hug. "Oh my God, Willow, I'm so sorry I lost you." Neo didn't give them time to dwell. "Let's move." The underground tunnel was chaos. Everyone had scattered in the mayhem, but now Neo, Anna, and Willow regrouped with Kyle and Gunderson. The soldier and Kyle fired relentlessly at the approaching monsters as they pushed forward. During a brief lull, Gunderson turned to him. "What about the others?" Kyle reloaded his AR-15. "They know where to be." A deep, guttural roar echoed through the tunnel. Everyone went still. "What was that?" Anna whispered in fear. Kyle tightened his grip on his weapon. "I'm not waiting to find out." They started running, but the sound of heavy footsteps pounded behind them. The walls trembled as something massive approached. Then it emerged, a monstrous figure, larger and more intelligent than the rest. Its glowing eyes locked onto them, and without hesitation, it charged. Gunderson spun around and fired, trying to slow it down. The bullets barely made the beast flinch. With one devastating swing, it knocked the soldier off his feet, sending him crashing into the tunnel wall. Neo stepped forward, the creature shifting its focus to him. "Go!" he barked at the others. The beast lunged. Neo dodged, barely avoiding the razor-sharp claws. His movements were swift, precise. The injured soldier groaned, forcing himself up. Gritting his teeth, he aimed and shot at the monster's leg. The bullet struck true. The creature staggered, dropping to one knee. Neo seized the moment. He raised his gun, pressed it against the monster's skull, and pulled the trigger. Boom, the creature collapsed. Neo exhaled and looked at Gunderson, giving him a nod of respect. No time to rest. The horde was closing in. Neo hauled the injured man up. "Can you move?" "Yeah, maybe some broken ribs," the soldier muttered. "I'll live." In that moment, the soldier had an epiphany. He thought to himself how much Neo cared for others that help him. His lieutenant would have abandoned him. They hurried after Anna's group, who had reached a manhole leading to the surface. A few civilians were already climbing up. "We need to slow them down," Neo suggested. Anna stepped forward, looking down the tunnel of the subway, where the sound of the horde grew louder. Kyle raises his gun at Anna's feet. Bang! Anna spun around. Kyle gasped as a bullet tore through his leg. His body crumpled. Gunderson shot Kyle before he could shoot Anna. Anna's eyes widened in horror. "What the hell?" she screamed. The soldier snatched Kyle's gun, his face unreadable. "We need to move." "Wait. What?" Anna stammered, her voice shaking. The soldier ignored her and climbed the ladder. Neo grabbed Anna's wrist. "Go." He motioned his head to the ladder. Shaken, Anna obeyed, lifting Willow and helping her up. Kyle groaned, struggling to push himself up, but Neo only stared down at him. "Karma has its ways," Neo said, his voice eerily calm. "Thanks for your sacrifice." With that, Neo climbs up. Kyle's breath hitched. Kyle unwillingly accepts his fate as he tries to pull himself up. Then the horde reached him. His screams filled the tunnel. On the rooftop, the first group of civilians reached the waiting helicopter. The soldier who had betrayed Kyle was already there. Another soldier, standing near the chopper, eyed him. "Where's the lieutenant?" "He didn't make it," Gunderson replied. "Anyone else?" "3 more civilians," Gunderson said as he pulls himself up into the chopper. Neo, Anna, and Willow burst onto the rooftop, running toward the helicopter, but the soldier blocked them with a raised hand. "We can only take 2 more passengers," he said. "Any more, and we won't make it." Neo didn't hesitate. He turned to Anna and Willow. "You two go." Willow froze, her little hands clenching into fists. Then she ran to Neo and wrapped her arms around his leg, holding on as tight as she could. Neo placing a hand on her back. "Oh, don't do that, Willow," he murmured. "Remember, I was going to feed you to them." Willow sniffled, her face pressed against his legs. "You remembered my name," she said. Neo hugs her tightly one more time before releasing her. She pulled back just enough to look up at him, her eyes searching his face. "You're a good person, Daddy," she said softly. Neo stiffened for just a second before gently pushing her back. "Go," he said, his voice quieter now. The soldier helped Willow into the chopper. Anna stepped up to Neo, her expression unreadable. Then, slowly, she took his hands in hers, squeezing them like a silent prayer. "I really appreciate you, Neo," she said, her voice steady. "You're the one person I trust the most. Without you, I wouldn't have made it this far." Neo smirked. "Don't say it like it's our last goodbye. I'll see you again." Neo pauses. "At my convenience." Anna forced a smile, with a sad expression, thinking back at their first convenience conversation. Anna hesitated, then leaned in and kissed his cheek. "Thank you." She turned and climbed aboard. Looking back at Neo one last time, the soldier inside the chopper turned to Neo and tossed him a machine gun and a grenade. "Another helicopter will be here in an hour," he said. Neo takes the weapons. "Survive for an hour." The soldier signaled the pilot. The chopper lifted off, carrying Anna and Willow to safety. Neo exhaled, gripping the gun as he turned back toward the city. 1 hour. That was all he needed. End of part 1. To be continued.